Hello, 6 o'clock. Good morning and welcome to the Class Breakfast News. The news is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagbon FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 192.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain. Around the world, join us on classfmonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, the Ghana Railway Development Authority defend newly acquired locomotive amid public debate.
To avoid the likelihood of incidents happening. So the locomotive is here to do exactly that. And I want the Ghanaian to be proud.
The Ghana Digital Center debunks staff layoff report after Accra floods. Also coming up in this bulletin, government steps out oversight of road contractors following transport operators' concerns.
We are pleading with the government that those roads that they are giving it to contractors to work on, they should do a follow-up for them to make sure that at least we know they can't fix it outright as just a goal, but
Nana Amma Bonsu and stood as the 15th Asante Hima. Also coming up in African news, Senegal constitutional reforms deepen tensions between President Faye and former Prime Minister Sanko. These plus many other stories coming your way shortly.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
I am Elizabeth Aidoo and welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. Amid public debate over the quality of newly acquired locomotives, the Ghana Railway Development Authority says the engines are technically sound and will be deployed once commissioning is completed. The authority says the 2 locomotives and 20 freight weapons recently delivered to Ghana are currently undergoing technical commissioning and operational assessment ahead of their deployment on the Tama-Ipakadan railway line. Speaking in an interview, the Chief Executive Officer of the authority, Dr. Frederick Apau, dismissed claims that the locomotives are outdated, insisting they were procured based on their engineering performance, reliability, and sustainability for Ghana's railway network. He explained that each locomotive is capable of hauling up to 50 containers at a time and was acquired together with spare parts and maintenance support to ensure long-term reliability and efficient operations. He added that the move would also help reduce road accidents involving heavy-duty trucks, improve logistic efficiency, and support government's broader effort to modernize the country's railway infrastructure.
The piece of any asset management, for those of people who understand the asset management principle, as a technical organization, you cannot actually go and procure a locomotive and 20 wagon for 36.7 million. That is the amount, 36.7 million, without looking at the maintenance. Maintenance and spare parts has been acquired as part of this procurement. The benefits are huge. Now, how many, all of us can count the number of deaths that we recorded on the commercial road. Just yesterday, a truck fell on a car. It's in the news. We can haul up to 50 containers, 32, 38 tons each. And you can see the gap on the wagon. We also bought a wagon that can take 40-foot and 20-foot container at the same time. So if you see our wagon, we have space in front. That is for a 20-foot container. Okay, so we are prepared to decongest the road. We are prepared to avoid the accident. We are prepared to avoid the likelihood of incidents happening. So the locomotive is here to do exactly that. And I want the Ghanaian to be proud.
That's the Chief Executive Officer for the Ghana Railway Development Authority. Concerns by transport operators over the deteriorating state of roads and delays in road projects appear to be drawing a response, with government stepping up oversight of contractors nationwide. The move follows calls by the Ghana Private Road Transport Union (GPRTU) for regular monitoring and straight follow-ups on contractors after road contracts are awarded to ensure the timely execution of the project. Transport operators have complained that the poor condition of roads and the slow pace of ongoing works are increasing vehicle maintenance costs, disrupting transport services and posing safety risk to commuters. Speaking to Class News earlier, Deputy Director of Communication of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Samuel Amwa, said although several road contracts have been awarded, some contractors had failed to mobilize to site, contributing to the deterioration of major roads corridors used by commercial drivers. He stressed that awarding contract alone is not enough and urged government to continuously monitor contractors to ensure they fulfill their obligations and complete projects on schedule.
That are suffering. So we are doing our best, but we are pleading with the government that those roads that they are giving it to contractors to work on, they should do a follow-up for them to make sure that at least we know they can't fix it outright at just a go, but they can just make it a bit more trouble for the drivers to also, enjoy the route a little bit. So we are trying our best. So we are planning to do that. We are not just going to, focus on one road like we did on the Budumburam stretch. We are going to list, all the roads that we think that need an urgent attention. Then we will present it to the road ministry. Then we give them some short period of time to make sure that they fix it for our drivers to fly.
That's the Deputy Director of Communications for the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Samuel Lamwa, in an interview with my colleague Kwame Ochi Jr. The Ghana Digital Center Limited has debunked reports of staff layoff at the Accra Digital Center, saying no employee has lost their job despite disruption caused by last week's flooding. Management says all workers remain in active service as cleanup and recovery efforts continue at the facility. Speaking in an interview, Head of Operations Frank Anson said the reports of contract terminations were false, explaining that efforts are ongoing to restore normal operation. He said water has been largely drained from affected areas, with some sections still undergoing sanitation and safety checks before full operation resumes. Frank Anson added that management is reviewing drainage system and other measures to prevent similar flooding incidents in future, while ensuring and assuring staff and stakeholders of a safe working environment.
In Zoom Lion, it's been slow from their end as well, because it looks like most of the cleaning companies are overhauled, including the widespread, flooding. So we are gradually getting back, clean the compound, but it looks like the more you clean, the more comes from the room. And so you clean today, the next day the compound is filled up with filth again. But we are not giving up. We are still on it, trying to clean. I mean, getting in, it's the most difficult part, because you need sun to also dry, and it's not like the sun has that scorching with it dry. So it will take a while, but we are on it, gradually cleaning. And the water we've been able to pump out, because we have, the last time I said we have a raised floor and there's water all beneath, and we've been able to pump out, but there's still some few residue left that's dry out. And so yes, we are at it. You can see around that things are being dried up. Papers, those that can be salvaged. I know there's a whole lot that cannot be recovered, but as I said, we are not giving up. We are still trying to clean up and recover as much as so that we can get back here. Concerning the staff, there are a few who are around helping to clean up. Most of us are still at home, hoping that we'll be able to, get the place working for them to get back. Because I know there are several organizations whose staff are still at home. They were supposed to stay home because it wasn't even safe for them to come in the first place. So they were supposed to stay home, and until we've been able to clean up as much as we can. So once everything is, the cleanup is done and things are back, I'm sure everybody will be back. I don't think, as I said, I don't think that's the intention. I don't think any contract has been terminated. The way the communication went, that is what I think. But I don't think anybody has been terminated or.
That's the head of operations at the Ghana Digital Center Limited, Frank Anson. To some other stories, the Council of State and officials from the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, have inspected communities affected by recent flooding in the Greater Accra region, identifying blocked drainage system, illegal structures, and poor sanitation as major challenges. The visit highlighted growing concerns over the impact of flooding on residents and the urgent need for interventions to reduce the risk of future disasters. Some Areas visited by NADMO was described as one of the worst hit locations, with officials expressing concerns about the deteriorating living conditions and possible health risks following the heavy rains.
Isn't pleasant. Not only are we concerned about diseases, but illegal structures. Gutters have been blocked, and the refuge is bad, and the stench is serious. This is, this is danger, and also this is something, if it's not treated as soon as possible, can actually break. There will be a serious breakout here of diseases. And this is serious. But looking at this site, I'm really surprised that the land here has been reclaimed, and it looks like President gave instruction that some of these things have to be, they have to do this critically and find ways and means to at least address them once and for all. It's worse than we thought. Seeing it ourselves and also feeling, what's happening here is so good. So we have to do everything necessary to make sure that this is ratified. Observing it, and hearing from his perspective, he considered temporal structures, but we see blocks. Temporal structures will be woodiness, but these are blocks, so it doesn't look like temporal structures.
During the assessment tour, NADMO officials also uncovered a major illegal dumping site at Malam in the Wejagbawe municipality, which they say is contributing to drainage challenges and worsening flooding in the area.
There are so many houses being built, and it looks like a small factory around the warehouses. What is happening? Who's handling it? Is this reported to the authorities? Do you have the right permits to do this?
The community, you can say, those close to the roadside, that is men's home and other places, are not part of what the Ramsey side. This ones that you are seeing here are like temporary structures that those illegal operators here, I can tell what I'm seeing, they are trying to start occupying it gradually, and we don't have permit for this structure. This is like there's still self-promoting that is done there, and those ones they don't have permits, and like the men's school hotel and other ones, they are not part of what the Ramsey side.
Meanwhile, the Ghana National Fire Service has recovered the body of a man from a flooded drainage channel at Kpando Gabi in the Kpando municipality of the Volta region following heavy rains. The Ghana National Fire Service says firefighters from the Kpando fire station responded to a distress call after the victim fell into a flooded drain near the Kpando Gabi JHS search and recovery operations led to the retrieval of the body, which has since been handed over to the Ghana Police Service for further investigations. The fire service has urged the public to exercise caution during heavy rains and avoid attempting to some other stories, because a private legal practitioner has raised concerns over the alleged denial of access to former Buffer Stock CEO Hanan Abdul Wahab, urging security agencies to respect his constitutional right. This follows claims by his lawyers that they have been unable to meet him after he was reportedly arrested at the Kotoka International Airport. Speaking to Class News, lawyer Nita Tete said the situation raises serious legal and human rights concerns. He stressed that while security agencies have the right to investigate, persons in custody must be granted access to legal representation and due process.
He's entitled to a lawyer. The security agency or BNI cannot say that you're entitled to it. Of course, he can decide to not speak until his lawyers are present. That is his right. So, it will only be proper that BNI will draw the attention of his lawyers that, well, your client is here, and that if you want to see, that is fine.